Hey everyone, it's Teddy, aka JamesKisau on MTGO, coming back to play some more Modern here on MTGO. Now today we're doing something a little different because we're not playing Modern Jund or Legacy Grixis Control. This is a donation bonus league from Eric the Blue Moon guy, and we are going to play Blue Moon in Modern. Now, Blue Moon is a deck that goes back very far in Modern's history. It's been known by many names. Blue Red Control, you are control. But I think Blue Moon is the most evocative name and best way to sum up the archetype. The general idea is that we are using red prison pieces like Blood Moon to constrict our opponent's mana while employing a pretty traditional blue control game by using counterspell, card advantage engines like inherent 2-for-1s, and then eventually we just overwhelm them with card advantage and Snapcaster Lightning Bolt. That is a pretty huge advantage to playing red. Not only do you get Blood Moon, but you get direct damage spells like Lightning Bolt and also the more impulsive value engines like Fable the Mirror Breaker. We have a Bone Crusher Giant as well. Also, it makes your mana base pretty steady when you're only playing two colors. Over in the mana base, we're playing mostly basic islands to support these Blood Moons, but also we have a Hall of the Storm Giants. Now, Adventures in the Forgotten Realms introduced a cycle of monocolored creature lands that were all pretty darn strong, and the blue one is no exception. For 5 and a blue, you can get a 7/7 giant with Ward 3. Now, granted, this late in the game, your opponents are likely to have Ward or 3 mana to spend on the Ward. That's like approaching Kappa Cannoneer's level of virtual hexproof. It's a good card. And then we also have Otawara, another very powerful monocolored land cycle came with Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. This one is one of the most powerful bounce effects because it bypasses the stack in a way. It's not susceptible to counterspells, much like my favorite Nimble Obstructionist over in Legacy. And then we also have one Surveil land from Murders at Karlov Manor. These have just worked their way into almost every fair archetype, and even a lot of the unfair archetypes. I think Storm plays a handful of these. The selection is just so valuable. What else? Oh yeah, so I played Jace Reawakened on the channel in Grixis Control and Legacy when it first came out, just to test it out, because I saw a lot of parallels with this card in Ren 6, a 2 mana planeswalker that has an element of being a tacit value engine until you get to an ultimate, and all of a sudden you have insane card advantage. Granted, Ren 6 can much more easily generate card advantage because you're physically getting a card back to your hand, even though it's a land, and lands maybe don't always do the most stuff. But Jace Reawakened is actually going to loot one, so it's not really card advantage, but alongside cards like Snapcaster Mage, it can feel not as bad. Or if we have like a redundant Blood Moon or something like that. The +1 is also interesting. You can use this to cheat out really big cards like Tibalt Cosmic Imposter, or you can just make your turn super efficient. Eric said that this would be mostly draw go as far as play patterns. So if we just want to play Fable the Mirror Breaker, but we want to retain Counterspell, Jace can +1, throw that Fable into the plot zone, and then we can continue controlling the stack and hopefully subsequently the board. Then over here we have Snapcaster Mage. We all know that card. Flame of Anor does great with Snapcaster and Tameo, and Harbinger, which is also a wizard. Archmage's Charm, one of the all-stars from Modern Horizons 1. It does so much for 3 mana. No cryptic commands, which made me kind of sad, but that's okay. Then we also have Invert Polarity, which is a really funny card because it can even get around uncounterable stuff. I'm sorry I keep bringing this up, Eli, but one time he cast a Muxus with Cavern of Souls, and I won the flip on Invert Polarity. Granted, my deck didn't really have any goblins, but it still really saved me there. And then over here, we have the Dalkin Shackles. Now, this card is an OG Modern All-Star. It was one of the marquee cards for Modern Masters 1, which was like the first big Modern reprint set. And for 3 mana, you get an artifact, and you can choose to not untap it during your untap step. And then for 2 and tap it, you can gain control of a creature with power less than or equal to the number of islands you control. And as you can see, we have tons of islands. We might even be able to take an Ulamog. That's how crazy this card is. I'm really excited to play with it. It's been a long time. And over in the sideboard, we have Jace the Mind Sculptor for grindy matchups, Consign for anything you can think of, Pyroclasm for Boros Energy and other small creature decks like maybe Yawgmoth. Unlicensed Hearse is great against Flage and other graveyard strategies. Brazen Borrower is a good utility player. Stern Scolding also hits those really powerful creatures in the meta right now, and Dress Down. So I'm particularly excited to play this deck today because the first modern deck I bought every piece for and completed was a Blue Moon deck. Back then, I think the win con was Batterskull. I guess it was just the best threat around back then because you could return it to your hand if someone destroyed the creature part of it. I guess no one had artifact removal back then. It was also making use of cards like Cryptic Command. So if you like this content, please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you want to see more modern content. And if you want to submit your own donation bonus league, check out the Patreon. And yeah, I'm excited to play some Blue Moon. Let's do it. Here we go for the first match in this Blue Moon donation league. We're up against Gigantha. And this hand is like super heavy on 3-drops. But I think that's just kind of be the experience with this deck because there are tons of 3-drops in it. And we're on the draw. I don't think I can just like mulligan to try and find Lightning Bolt, you know? Doesn't seem like the right tactic. Another Goyf. Bobble. So this seems like a pretty aggressive deck then. They're going to draw off the Bobble, and we get Blood Moon. They have a basic Swamp, but I don't know. It's probably not the best. Can bin that. Hoping for some interaction at this point. So the good news is that it's going to be hard for them to take us off the Dalkin shackles. Flame of Anor. Seems like a fine take. No land drop is very interesting. Another 3-drop. This one's probably going to be a little more effective than Blood Moon, right? Aren't these decks usually at least a little red? I know it's at least a little red or a little green, so... Alright, getting hit for 2. There's this Saga. Well, now I'm definitely playing this Harbinger. Not trying to have that thing stick. Ah, come on, dude. Weak. Well, I guess either one of these will nuke the Saga, so it could be worse. They take the Harbinger, which I guess is fine. Snapcaster Mage. Alright. Play Blood Moon. Hope they really want that Urza Saga. Because it makes their Nethergoyf huge. We need to figure a way out to beat that thing. Or both of those things. Tarfire. Ouch. Yeah, we're going to struggle to actually beat anything with 7 toughness, unfortunately. So I guess I'll jump block, go to 1. Not sure what I can draw from there. I guess 2 Snapcaster Mages will keep us alive. Counterspell. Yeah, it's not good though, because like it'd be great to snap Flame of Anor, finish off one of them, but I need to just cast both of them to stay alive. I think Nethergoyf in general will be a bit of a challenge for this deck, since Lightning Bolt is not always the best answer to Nethergoyf. I suppose like Unholy Heat is an option. Might be worth thinking about. Because Modern does seem very fast right now. So maybe leveraging a deck with a lot of 3-drops could be kind of difficult. Okay, so yeah, I think 19 3-drops is probably too many. So Blood Moon seems actually kind of poor for this matchup. The only 2 lands they played were like Swamp and Mountains, so we'll go without that. We definitely want Unlicensed Hearse, and I bet Stern Scolding will be pretty good because they probably definitely have Bowmasters. Dress Down, famous for destroying Tarmogoyf and all the cards like that. Then yeah, I think we can just hedge on these 3-drops a little bit, retain that nice mix of them, but just not so many. But we got to keep Vidalcan Shackles. That one seems very good. We'll definitely take the play too. Okay. This hand seems better. It's a tough trade-off because like if you don't have all the 3-drops, you're kind of lacking your 2-for-1 or endgame power. But you also have just a much better shot of actually seeing that endgame happen. And Counterspell on the play is just like the perfect way to buy time. Of course, doing this, we might not actually do that on turn 2, but holding up Bolt and keeping the board clear is also very important. Like so. We might not have a turn anyways next turn, so I mean a play outside of Bolt or Counterspell, so I'm gonna see if I draw like Scalding Tarn or something. Ottawar, okay. Another DRC. So I do have Flame of Anor, but obviously spending 3 mana to deal 5 DRC is pretty rough. But it's kind of where you kind of have to accept that's where you have to be sometimes. As a control deck, we really don't want to take damage here. And we're just kind of drawing lands, so. If they have land number 3, they do, okay. Are they going to make constructs? That is a good way to play around Counterspell, unfortunately. Well, I can't just like let this 3-drop sit in my hand. It's really a shame, but I mean, there's 1 Tamiyo in the deck. If I draw the 1 Tamiyo, I'm going to feel dumb for not dealing 5 and destroying an artifact. Maybe I can get a slight mana blowout if they try to equip Construct with Shadow Spear and I can Ottawara. Yeah, there's just really no great option here. Not a great draw. They got a Pithing Needle? No, they got Haywire Might. I don't mind that. Tarmogoyf. Counterspell. Sure. There's that mana blowout I was talking about. Definitely time to surveil though. Need to kind of not fail our top decks for a long time. Yeah, I think that's probably good enough, even though I can't cast it this turn. We probably want access to that. Maybe I can double spell the following turn. Now, if I do this in combat, it will ensure that Shadow Spear also will not be on Haywire Might. And since it's Otawara, we don't have to worry about Veil Summer or anything like that. So that's nice. Okay, they went straight to combat. So I didn't have any like hard decisions about like having to do something about a horrible thing they cast with haste, which I'm very grateful for. Now I just need to beat this Haywire Might, if such a thing is possible. If I can dodge Ren 6 right now and get this Unlicensed Hearse going, that'd be great. I actually don't know if people still play that card. I haven't faced Ren 6 since joining Modern again. Why do I even say these things? Okay, we're kind of screwed now, I think. Oh, thank God. Playing around Blood Moon? No, not playing around Blood Moon. Great. I mean, Ren 6 Urza's Saga is just like almost impossible to beat, it feels like. I could hold out for a wizard. Or I should probably just draw 2. Honestly, I really should just do that. Snapcaster Mage. Might be able to catch Ren 6, but I probably need to Snap Flame. Tarmogoyf. Like I said in game 1, I think it's going to be really difficult to beat creatures with high toughness. Kind of want to answer that on the stack, if anywhere. Can't really afford to interact with this. If I just miss on a single other top deck, I think we just are kind of out of it. There's another Goyf. Looking scary. Stern Scolding. I'm not really seeing a way out of this. But it's a donation bonus league, so I gotta give it my all. Flame. I will draw 2, and do I have to destroy Shadow Spear? Or can I just deal 5 to another Goyf? This doesn't really even work as a blocker, because Ren 6 can pick off Snapcaster Mage. It's a good draw. We're hanging in there, folks. I don't want them to have priority to cast another Goyf. They might have thought that was Chapter 3. Unfortunately, I don't think it will matter. Fear of missing out, sure. Yep. They must have just drawn that, because they could have gotten Delirium. At this point, they could even just unload Ren 6. Over the course of a few turns, I'm at 3, and I don't really have any way to gain life. My Unlicensed Hearse is gone. Not sure what I could really draw to stay in this. Harbinger. That's probably as good as it gets, honestly. Oh, except they can give Tarmogoyf Trample, right? Well, I'll just throw all this stuff at them and show them how close I was. If I just had some black mana for a fatal push, you know, etc. We can go to the next game. Or match. So yeah, I think Jund might be a tough matchup. Maybe Unholy Heat is something to consider. If we're able to part with some of these 3-drops to even out the curve in the other direction, I think, because Modern's a really fast format. But let's keep on going. Welcome back for match 2. We're on the play. I think if I can surveil a land to the top, we have a pretty solid progression here. Again, we're a little heavy on 3-drops, but Counterspell should be able to buy us some time, and then Blood Moon can be lights out for a lot of decks. We even have a basic island to start that whole thing. Have mana stability where our opponents maybe have none. And Jace should be some good endgame power. Crap. Damn it, really? There's only 2 Blood Moons in this deck. I can't afford to draw it. Maybe our opponent can't afford to play around Blood Moon, I don't know. They have a basic island. Doesn't mean anything. Alright, Snapcaster Mage is cool. Goes well with Flame of Anor. Another reason to have some more 1-drops in the deck, I think, is to facilitate Snapcaster Mage. Maybe like Consider or something like that. Or Preordain. It's a very good card. Yeah, we'll go top on that. It's really coming together. But if they're playing like mono blue, it's really not much reason to cast this Blood Moon when I can cast something else. Mana seems to be very precious here. They even have a basic swamp. Yeah, things aren't really doing for us. Okay. Do I need double red? Probably not yet. Tempting to snap Preordain, but snap Counterspell is probably going to be a much more powerful line. Watery Grave. I wonder if this is blue-black control. Blue-red control theoretically should have a leg up on blue-black, right? Is that how it works? Play Jace. Spell Snare. Yeah, fine. These people keep trolling me with Spell Snares. Should I be playing Spell Snare? Maybe that'll be part of my feedback. Yeah, they're making land drops. I could just draw 2 with Flame of Anor. Seems fine. I don't want to just like waste this mana forever, you know? I'll go for double red now. Now it's like I'm on the draw. Harbinger. They're out of land drops. What does that mean? Do I draw 2 again? I think so. I don't really have to worry about leaving any value on the table because they don't have artifacts and they probably don't really have creatures either. As long as I'm drawing 2 and making land drops each turn, I should be pulling ahead here. Bottom top. Although also dealing damage would be nice. So it's fine. Maybe I'll get both mountains first and then I'll cast Harbinger. Okay, they'd rather go to discard. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Don't want to draw that. Invert polarity, okay, well. That could be cool. Is it too dangerous to tap out for Harbinger? Can they overload me? It would leave me with double counterspell. That seems like it should be enough, right? I think so. Hell yeah. This hopefully will choke them on black mana. So even if they get through both counterspells, maybe they won't be able to keep going. What's this? Chthonian Nightmare? Oh, Toxic Deluge.
Is this worth fighting over? Certainly not with invert polarity. Losing that coin flip would be a total joke. Consider. Yep. It's fine. Put a card on top. So the problem with Blood Moon is that would turn a lot of my blue mana into red mana. I'm gonna try and draw two. Alright, fine. Be that way. Okay, they have something. I almost tried to do something. Play Hall. Play Jace. Sure. That I don't mind. Just trying to wear them down, you know? Persist. I think they'll probably fight over the first one, so try that. They'll probably counter, of course, with Spell Snare. And now let's try to get an Archon for ourselves here. Hell yeah. Wait, what? Oh, from your graveyard. Fine. Lame if you ask me. Let's see here. So Hall is 6. Can still have a counterspell after that. Or Archmage's Charm. It's a lot of damage. Delta go. I'll draw 2. Double Preordain. Okay. We'll go bottom top. Snapcaster Mage is kind of more the pressure I'd like to apply just so I can leave it more mana. Which means I probably could have preordained again. But I'm kind of looking for like a lightning bolt at this point. Oculus. That is something I would like to take control of. Okay. Good enough for them. So I'm thinking Unlicensed Hearse is really good, but another card you could consider is Surgical Extraction. We don't have to be in black to cast it. Maybe the life total is a bit of a consideration, but it plays really nice with Snapcaster Mage. Jace. Dress down. Brazen Borrower might be one of the only ways we can deal with Archon. Again, I'm really interested in trimming these 3 drops. And I think they're going to just be forced to play around Blood Moon now that they've seen it, which is really nice. It'll do all its work without even being in our deck, without even being something I have to spend 3 mana on, which is just make their mana awkward because I feel like they'll be able to do stuff anyways. Maybe, I don't know, in the case I do have to cast it though, maybe Harbinger is a better cut because it doesn't seem like they can even use red mana. Go like that. Trim 1 flame and also 1 shackles. That's also a cool card to kind of win the game with after you stabilize, but before that I don't want to be working too hard to try and maneuver to a place I can steal like Archon or Oculus or something. That seems difficult. This looks like a mulligan to me. It's just too slow. Uh, this one's not very good either. Opponent's diving to 5 though. We have Brazen Borrower at least, and any land except for the other basic mountain it will give us counterspell, so I'll keep. I'm gonna bottom. It's between Invert Polarity or Bonek. I think it's Bone Crusher. Okay, they're gonna start with Bloodstained Mire, Undercity Sewers, yep. Put a card on top. That could just mean like they're getting their land drop set up, though. I wouldn't read too much into that right now. Okay, I don't think there's going to be anything to bolt quite yet, so we'll do that. Ooh, Gloomlake Verge. Psychic Frog. Yeah, that's pretty good. Really need that land drop now, because if I can just bounce Psychic Frog, keep that at bay. Shoot. I mean, I could bolt. Get their resources low. I'd much rather them force a negation this than spell snare it. Okay, great. Yep. Could really use that land now. Great. Please work. Uh-huh. Oh no! They did have Spell Snare though, so I feel vindicated in some way. So they'll get a card off of us. But as long as they can't, like, discard Archon and reanimate it right now, I think we're in fairly good shape. I also need them to not be able to counter the second flame. Oh god. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh man. We're so far behind now. I mean, we'll destroy, like, the incredibly evil Psychic Frog. But this Psychic Frog is still very much a problem. Interesting they did not cast the Oculus. Maybe they just had another one. Sure. I don't think we're coming back from this. Brazen Borrower. It's so close, but yeah, we're so far behind. Hopefully being on the play is what we need here. Stern Scolding. Can counter Psychic Frog, but that's it. Doesn't seem good enough, but just for the sake of having a curve, it almost feels necessary. They're also way heavier on creatures than I realized. I could have guessed probably, but they just did so much land go in the last game that probably go down on Jace is fine. Yeah, it's a lot better than it looks. We just need to sneak in this unlicensed hearse through spell snare and all that. Go bottom top, I think. Not quite time for Snapcaster yet. Yeah, it looks like spell snare to me. Okay, they're gonna surveil. Put a card on top. Sewers. Spinning counterspell. Still holding up that dang thing. Silent cycle. I mean, next turn we can overload. Like, we can cast Chase Reawakened. They'll probably spell snare, and then we can resolve Unlicensed Hearse. Something we can do. Or they might shoot for, like, something. If they just draw go, we can Archmage's Charm. Try and get them to interact with that. If they Bowmaster us, then sure. Okay. Harbinger. Well, that would take them off black. But I think I should still try and double spell here. Yep. Okay. Well, I mean, we definitely got their hand a little slimmer. So that's cool. Let's grab a mountain. Cast Harbinger. Sink. It's not bad for us. I could have fought over that with Counterspell, but there's just ways that goes wrong. Now they have a basic swamp, though. It's not great. Flame of Anor. Try for a Blood Moon. Take them off blue. Yeah, it worked. Now I guess the next part of this game is just protecting the Blood Moon. Alright, we did it. That's kind of exactly how it should have gone. We have won the die roll again, which is pretty sweet. We're up against Gigantha. Usually means energy these days. Hand is a little slow, but certainly have a lot of power in it. And we're on the play. I think we ought to try this. I think our top surveils will be like Lightning Bolt, stuff like that. Marsh Flats. I think that means Mardu Energy, right? Well, they're starting on Blood Crypt. They're gonna Thoughtseize me. I'll ensure I get my land here. I'm interested to see what they take. Harbinger. Playing this tapped, I think, would give away too much. I need them to, like, not add to the board too much right now. Yeah, looks like Mardu Energy to me. Oh, that's good. That card is good. So what if I just Archmage's Charm and take the Cat Warrior? Do you think that's better than dealing 5 to Ajani? This is so face up though, like they know I have the charm. So let's just see what they do. It wouldn't be like the craziest thing if they bolted this in response. Now I got him at 10. They'll probably take Snapcaster Mage, yep. Ocelot Pride, that one's pretty good too. Probably just need to hit it with Flame of Anor, which does not feel good, but is a thing. Could also play Fable the Mirror Breaker. Get my own board going. I don't want them to start getting 1/1s. But spending 3 mana on a 1-drop is pretty bad. But if I play out Fable, a simple removal spell will kind of mess things up for me. I think either way I'm not getting damaged through right now, so I might as well just hang back. Oh my goodness. That was a pretty good draw for them. And then this happens. Yeah. Wasn't good for us no matter what. Snapcaster Mage. 1 mana short of really making that do anything great. So yeah, let's go ahead and, well, I don't know. I need them to not control a red permanent when they make that 2/1. It's all asking kind of a lot, but it's kind of where we're at right now. Let's put the biggest creature on board, see if that helps. Oh, that's good. That's so good. Oh my god. I feel like we had a shot, but it's really fallen apart. Decline. This Goblin Bombardment's really going to make it difficult to do anything good with Archmage's Charm too. Yeah, we're kind of screwed, unfortunately. Kind of just fell out of control. Take the 2. None of this really makes sense. I guess the best line would have been to try to take control of the army token. Now I don't really have a good line. Drawing 2 I think will just be too punishing. Oh, okay. Sure. Still could have been at 6 right now, just saying. Okay. Yeah, I think maybe Unholy Heat would be helpful for this matchup. Or Galvanic Discharge, I'm not sure which one would be more appropriate. Let's get Pyroclasm. I can't really beat Flage either, so Unlicensed Hearse could be good. Or it's kind of a lot to ask to always be able to have counter magic available for a Flage, especially when it's like an extra card, so to speak, that comes out of the graveyard. Stern Scolding seems good. Dress Down seems good. Then yeah, let's just trim on these 3 drops a little bit. How about Blood Moon out? They can use the red mana. And yeah, it always does seem like a lot to ask to tap out for Fable, so I think having a 1 of for the right point is fine, but otherwise it's going to be kind of hard to leverage. 5 more cuts. Yeah, let's just kind of hedge across the board here a little bit. Try and slim that curve down as much as I can. Any hand with Bolt in it has to be one of our best hands against this deck. If I can surveil another land to the top, that's even better. I do have another land set up with Lorien revealed, unless they Thoughtseize. So I will graveyard that. Oh, they have a play. Oh, no. Oh, crap. Let's show them who's boss and draw a land. Yeah. How about another one after that? And another one after that. Yep, that card's good. Help. As far as cards that aren't lands, it's probably one of the better ones we could have drawn. They are hitting their land drops. Ob. Nah, I'll lose 2 life. It's fine. I think I'll flash in Snapcaster Mage and just start attacking. Counterspell. Boy, that would be nice. Bolt will do the same thing next turn against Ob. I'll lose 2 more life, but nah. I think I need this counterspell more than anything. Ampid Raptor. Counter that. Okay. This might be alright. Attack Ob. Godless Shrine to the Yard. Feels like we actually kind of have a shot here. I don't know. Give me the punishment. I need this 3-for-1. I just really need it. I need it more than anything. Wow. Oh my. Oh my goodness. Have they gained life this turn? No, they have not. Okay. I mean, this could work out for us. It might. Were they playing around Hull Breacher? Yep. Yep. All right. Bolt you, or Obnixless, not you. Then hold up Counterspell. If they don't play anything, I can Flame. I feel like it's going to be up to Lightning Bolt to win this for us. I don't know. Duress. That's annoying. What to do about that? Probably just let them do it, right? They take Counterspell. Ocelot Pride. Ampid Raptor. Guide of Souls. My goodness. Pyroclasm seems like it'd be pretty good here. Is that just what we're looking for? We have 3 of them. Theoretically, we should see one in the first 20 cards. Oh, man. Things will get way out of control if I don't deal with that Ocelot Pride, but yeah, it just feels like pretty bad if I... Oh, hold on. Have they not gained life yet? I think this is actually okay. Me draw 2. There's Pyroclasm. Perfect. I had a feeling it was coming. And a land too. We'll take 3 from Bombardment. They'll drop to 4 cards in hand. So many. But yeah, if I can just bolt them and Stern Scolding anything relevant, we might have a shot. Don't need 2 of those. It feels kind of risky to like try and commit one of these 3 drops, as I've mentioned before. One more bolt, Snapcaster Mage, you know, just all that stuff. Could go a long way here. We need to dodge Flage, I feel like. Ocelot Pride. Sure. Not that one. Giganta to hand. Okay. Bolt you. Thin the heck out of the deck. Dress down. Okay. I feel like that's probably what I should do instead. Just make sure they don't gain life or anything like that. A backup ring would be really annoying. Doesn't mean I can't play this though. Alright. Play it right now on my end step. Or I could get them to spend mana first. I don't know. Could also let them declare an attack. Okay, they're at 2. Yep. They'll probably be able to cast another ring this turn. That will eat up a lot of their mana. Bowmasters. So maybe I'm supposed to dress down in my end step? No, that doesn't make sense. So far so bad. Aether Hub. Go into combat. Nothing. That happens. Great. Little help here. It's kind of now or never. They also didn't play another ring. I'm not sure what to make of that. So might as well go all in, right? Wow. Beautiful. Harbinger. Yep. Yep. That'll do it. I guess I really screwed this up. I mean, who knows how many of these they have, but... Oof. Tough. I was really hoping to find some reach in there. But I guess it was kind of slim. It wasn't that slim, because we hadn't seen any Snapcaster Mages yet. Oh, we saw one. Well, it's the best deck in the format for a reason. Here we go. Match 4. Got a couple of utility lands this time. Preordain, Snapcaster Flame. Seems like it should be... I've lost my train of thought and mouth there. Haven't seen Emeria for a long time. Is this White Belcher? Folks, we're fighting a White Belcher. Let's go bottom top on that. I think the Lorien reveal will get shuffled back in anyways, but... Mono White Tron, White Belcher. So many things this could be. I should have played Hall of the Storm Giants. That was so stupid. Why did I think that would come in tapped? Field of Ruin? Good luck with that one. Oh, here, I'll give you a target. Yep. I wish I knew what you were doing. It's a Steve Lacy situation. I wish I knew. Sad. Yeah, they have a lot of planes. Too bad about Hall of the Storm Giants, though. Okay, they're done making land drops, but they're also not making a play. You gotta be kidding me right now. Well, I'm gonna draw too. Now what? I guess Lightning Bolt is interaction enough, right? Reprieve, okay. This all makes sense now. I don't like that I'm gonna have to go to discard. How do I have so many cards? Hmm. White Orchid Phantom. Well, this is the deck with only basics, so they're gonna be a little disappointed, I think. Do I bolt this, or do I... Vidalcan shackles it? I'm gonna bolt. No argument. Harbinger. Probably not very useful. I'm gonna try this again. It worked. I should probably be making land drops. Yes, that's fine. Crucible. Okay, well that I'm not as wild about. Tails? Oh, hell yeah. I want that Crucible. Now I can play my Hall of the Storm Giants again. They didn't reprieve their own spell. There was an old trick you could do where you could remand your own spell. It was like mega card advantage. Yes, I'll discard Harbinger. Not bad, not bad. Play Tameo. They're F6'd. Okay. I'm gonna flip this sucker. I'm not really sure what we're up against. Maybe Death and Taxes? Mono white control. You gotta figure Pyroclasm is gonna be good against that kind of deck, and Jace. Because blue cards are inherently stronger than white cards, unfortunately. Dress Down, Stern Scolding, Blood Moon, and Harbinger out. Easy cuts. I feel like I've cited these out a lot more than I thought I would be. Maybe that's just what Modern's like right now. Bonek, that is some removal right there, but also big creatures are typically not what you want against Source of Plowshares decks or Path to Exile decks. We want our Planeswalkers and stuff like that. Yeah, I think I really value this removal spell. Trim Flame. It might be hard to do the wizard thing if they're removing our creatures pretty vigilantly. With vigilance. It's also kind of common knowledge to cut a land drop when you're up against Path to Exile. But I'm scared to do that because this deck needs to make a land drop every turn or else it's not going to be in good shape. Maybe just 2 Pyroclasms to start and then, yeah, the curve is too high. We need to trim another flame. Although, Crucible of Worlds is a scary card. Let's go like that. Maybe Counterspell is supposed to be the cut. I feel like I haven't cited out Counterspell at all this whole league, and that might be wrong. Island Ponder Keep. Relic. Okay. Well, happy to have Jace here. Not to mention I might even be able to steal it with this Archmage's Charm. Bottom. Great. Not very helpful for Archmage's Charm. I feel like these basic mountains have showed up so much. Sure. It's not going to make it more likely to draw land, but we'll just like hope and pray. Yeah, okay. It is mana efficient to use Pyroclasm here. It just feels kind of funny. Maybe I can at least get a 2-for-1 out of it. I'll take 2, but I'm not taking more than 2. Alright. I'm also going to flash in Snapcaster Mage and start attacking. Maybe they will path me. Okay. We're back in business. Now I'm going to bolt. Ooh. One-for-one Skyclave Apparition is not really what... Pyroclasm is not really what you dream about, but it's fine. I mean, it's kind of a 2-for-1. Destroy your creature, get a 2/2. So I kind of get the conceit of this deck. They're using Field of Ruin and all the Field of Ruin-esque cards to run me out of basics. So this deck is probably their worst nightmare. Ah, Solitude. Well, that's not good. Could really use a land now. Please? Please? There we go. Top. We'll have to suffer the indignity of getting hit by Solitude for 1 turn. Then maybe we can turn it around. Sunken Citadel. I got this card in a chest and it was like 20 tickets and I was like, whoa, this is great. What does it do? Okay, I got you. So yeah, that's actually pretty good. It's not a combo with like Cabal Coffers. Hmm, cool card. They have 5 up. It's tempting to, or it would be nice to bounce it with Jace and make my bid to untap with Jace, but can't do that right now. They're making land drops. Okay. I feel like it's been pretty difficult to get Flame of Anor to line up. Sure. Maybe I can get them to blow their demo field. If I top a card, will they activate? Yes. No reprieve. Please don't play Felia. Oh! You know what happens when you untap with Jace. You all know. Well, maybe if you're actually new to the channel and haven't seen my Grixis control content, if you untap with Jace, you win the game. Oh my god. Put back Jace and one of these flames. They're being pretty patient on that. Solitude. I want those cards back though. They're pretty good. Okay. Tameo. Let's brainstorm first. Put back Hall and a counterspell. Play Tameo. Counterspell. Okay. Path. I think that's fine. Take the free shuffle. All right, we got there. This has to be one of our best matchups. Death and Taxes. We just have removal, counter magic, easier ways of getting card advantage than they do. So yeah, that was a success. Let's see if we can pull off a positive record here. Well, welcome back to the final match of this Blue Moon Donation Bonus League. And I don't know, I feel like I've seen a few hands with this deck now, and it's pretty normal to have a lot of 3-drops and not really any 1-drops in your opening hand. But we're on the play, so maybe that's okay. See if Vidalcan Shackles can do some work here. Opponent taking a mulligan. I think trying to mulligan to a 1-drop would be a little foolish since we'd basically be looking for preordain, I think, since Lightning Bolt can be a little hit or miss. Do I keep that? I already have 1. I mean, sure. The card has modes. You can't argue with that. Soporific Springs. Okay. I think this is probably blue Charbelcher, right? Not a great matchup for Vidalcan Shackles, but probably pretty good for Flame. If we can poach a Lotus Bloom. Oh, Thought Scour, never mind. This is probably like Esper or Blue-Black Frog. In which these cards are probably still pretty good. Invert Polarity. Not bad. Preordain. It is really tempting to grab it with Invert Polarity, though, I must say. Top. This deck is black. How bad would it be to get Bowmastered here? Not all that bad, I don't think. I think we could handle it. I think I would live. They don't care. Do want to hold up this counter magic. Cast Preordain. I mean, those are good, right? Land drops and draw twos. It's kind of the name of the game with this deck. Yeah, I feel like for matchups like this, where no one's doing anything for a while, this is pretty ideal. Whereas if we're up against like Boros Energy or something like that, we need more points of interaction early on. We can't just have a handful of 3-drops and expect to do anything with it, especially when those 3-drops are usually forced into a line where it is a 1-mana remove or a removal spell. Probably should try to invert polarity that, but Vidalcan Shackles seems like more fun. First things first, though. Would you like to discard your hand? No, they do not want to discard their hand. Yeah, I'm just going to hold. Multiple Surveil lands. Our Frog matchup should also be, I think, pretty solid. So Consider is another card I would consider for this deck. I feel like it just could use a few less 3-drops. Alright, that is something very much worth taking. Beating Spell Pierce with this. Ah, what? That would have been so cool. And then, if that didn't work and it resolved, they would get to Manifest Dread, but I would have possibly been able to Vidalcan Shackles it after Island Cycling. Blood Moon. Seems pretty good, right? Seems like impossibly good. I kind of want to hold on to this. They'll probably get a basic. Or they might be sitting on Force and Negation. Having to choose between blue and black at this junction, though, seems tough. Oh, they have Counterspell. Alright. Fair enough. And I have things to spend my mana on, so I feel like very fine to not have that be Ancestral Recall. Preordain's good. Quite convenient that Flame of Anor can destroy a Pornoculus. One top, one bottom, huh? Then nothing? That's a good draw. Play Fable. Let it go. They're letting it go too, huh? Okay, well, I guess I'll draw two. Because that's what we do. That's what this deck does. Seems good. Play Jace. Spell Snare. God damn this card. I feel like that's becoming a bit of a meme. I mean, if my channel was popular enough, it's not, but in my small little world, it does feel like Spell Snare follows me everywhere when I play Modern. Uh-oh. Oh no, the good stuff is running out. We're really just staring at each other here. Almost out of fetchables. Harbinger. That's a good one. Grab that mountain. They have a response. Floating a black, sure. Fatal push. Yeah, that makes sense. I guess I just let that go too, right? Cast Shackles. It's face up, but like, I might as well, right? You're gonna counter this too. Yeah, you might as well. They must be playing like Murktide Regent, right? Maybe. I really don't want to do another draw two here. I'd rather just like draw Snapcaster Mage or something. But a draw three, I guess I can get behind that. Hold on. We'll tap a little bit better. Sure. Not like I can do anything about it. Hmm. There we go. I wish they'd like do something though. Play a creature? I don't know. It's kind of fun. Most people enjoy playing creatures. Oh, you play Harbinger. Sure. Ah, hate that card. Mm-hmm. Bolt that. This is the weirdest matchup of all time. No, I'll play it again. Why not? Probably doesn't even do all that much. They already have Murktide mana. They have Psychic Frog mana. They're down to one card anyways, like, kind of just waiting around for a Snapcaster Mage. There we go. Damn, these are good draws. Top, top. Oh my god, those are good draws. Play an Abhorrent Oculus or something. Put him to work. Murktide Regent. First, I should try to take it with Invert Polarity. Whoa, no Spell Snare? That's a first. Tails. I won. 10 damage coming in hot. I doubt they have more than one Otawara. Any normal lines of interaction I have counterspell for. And if we're not dealing with this thing on the stack, like, it'd be very hard to deal with it. I mean, with the help of Harbinger, could probably Vidalcan Shackles it, but like overall, seems like it'd be very difficult to beat. So yeah, Otawara stalls. Otherwise, I think we got this. All right. Hearse, Scolding, Dress Down, Brazen Borrower, Jace on the play maybe, but not the draw. They're a Harbinger deck, so let's cut that. I think I'd rather cut Blood Moon too. They saw it in game 1, now they'll compromise their mana to play around it. It's a lot of 3-drops. Let's think of it this way though. I don't think Bonek will have any targets. And then we can probably just hedge a little bit. Like that. Opponent taking a mulligan. Don't know if it gets much better than this. I know I keep saying that, but the curve is like very top heavy in this deck. Yeah, okay. They're not going to have a Harbinger next turn. But basic mountain should be something of a priority. Well, I should also really be able to play Counterspell next turn. I'm just gonna let them do whatever they want. They don't want Preordain. They might be looking for land drops. Maybe not. Maybe they just didn't want Preordain. I guess I could have played out Prismatic Vista there. I could still hold up Counterspell, but also just get Mountain. Ooh, Unearth. Unearth on a Pornoculus seems very strong, now that I think about it. It's a good way to cheat the card out. Okay, that was a pretty good draw. Let's, yeah. Let's hold out. Can definitely play draw go here. I could try to draw 2 right now. But then I'd probably have to go to discard. Alright. They're fetching. Probably to surveil, I would think. Yeah. Put a card on top. Consider. Maybe Spell Snare, for all I make fun of it for, wouldn't be so bad in this deck. It'd help with the curve issue and also do other stuff. Like, yeah, just help us combat these crazy things. What's safer? Just hitting this with Flame of Anor? Or Counterspell? I feel like Flame, because I don't lose to Spell Snare. We will try it. It worked. Oh, I'm so happy. Yeah, we'll just hold. I'm very scared of Spell Snare. Very scared. Consider. Yep. And it put a card on top. What is it? Psychic Frog? This is what Stern Scolding is for. I was kind of hoping they'd fight over that. Go to really low resources and then allow me to Vidalcan Shackles it. Counter spell? Spell Snare? Spell Snare, yeah. It's a Spell Snare. I will be taking that with my shackles. This will be island number 5. Boy, I hope that works. Then I'll get a Manifest Dread trigger, right? That's how that works. If their last 2 cards are Force and Negation blue card, that would be a little rough, or Spell Snare can hold it off as well. Okay, we got there. Please. Hell yeah. That was great. Yeah. That's cool. Oh, that's so cool. If they play a Murktide and exile all 3 of the instants and sorceries, I will not be able to beat it with Flame. We will not be untapping Vidalcan Shackles. Ooh, and Licensors. I mean, it is going to get Spell Snared, but we gotta try. Oh my god. Well, now I think we're just set. Swing out. Ottawara? Yeah, I can't do anything about that. I can delay it, though. Well, not if they fetch. So I guess, what, Snap Counterspell becomes the move? But I can also just take control of it again. Or I could hold it up so it can beat, like, a reanimation spell. Man, I don't know. Might as well just, like, make them jump through stuff, right? Couple of really nice artifacts here. Graveyard Trespasser. Going after Counterspell. Yep. Can't do anything about that. I think I'm going to Surveil here. I think they will have a very hard time casting Abhorrent Oculus. Untap the Shackles. Let's keep working on their graveyard like this. Assume control of that. Discard this Lorien Revealed. Great. Now we have Invert Polarity to kind of protect the situation. They have, after their draw step, they'll have 3 unknowns in hand, which is kind of a lot. But we also have a Graveyard Glutton, which is pretty cool. They might have Fatal Push. They do. That war is nasty, though, isn't it? Okay, that's 6 cards. Hopefully they don't draw counterspell or something. But also if they play it out, like, I will just take it with Vidalcan Shackles. It's not a great spot for them to be in. They kind of need to remove the shackles. But also if they don't cast it right now, then Hearse will make it pretty difficult for them to cast it. I don't know what they need right now. They need like a Murktide Regent that's bigger than a 6/6, which is impossible. Just a really bad spot until they destroy the shackles. And I'm applying pressure, so I see no reason to extend in any manner. That's fine. So now I do have a reason to extend. And for all the reasons I just said, like, I don't really mind if they cast Oculus, so I will not work on their graveyard. But now I will. I'll bolt. Snap. Bolt. They'll need another Ottawa here. Crew. Hit for 6. With counter magic. Alright. I mean, I assume in this matchup, if you let me get to this stage, it's going to be really hard for blue-black tempo to win. Before then, like, if they were like pretty relentless on getting a frog out on turn 2 or a Murktide Regent or something like that, I think there would have been some issues. But something did kind of escape me when I was doing the deck tech that I think is kind of important about this deck, and would kind of be my only feedback, and I don't know if there's a way to build the deck any differently, but the curve is not quite right. There's too many 3-drops, and there's no way to like accelerate mana. There's no mana dork or anything like that. Jace Reawakened is great for that reason. Putting these powerful cards like Shackles or Fable or even a Blood Moon on plotted like that could be really effective while you get to hold up counter magic and all that good stuff. But before then, I think Modern is too fast and too ruthless to really have that be viable for most cases. But we'd also went positive. One of the decks, I think, didn't really put up too much of a fight, but I thought it was a really interesting league. So something maybe I would try. I don't have a Consider. Maybe that was part of the cards I rented for Doomsday. What about Unholy Heat? No? Oh, that's right. I did a big purge when I was buying into some Jund stuff. Okay, so how about a couple of those, a couple of these, and then we can probably trim one there. I do like Bonecrusher Giant, because we can think of it like that. Mainboard Brazen Bar also seems pretty good. Maybe we can put one of the shackles in the sideboard. Man, this curve is still really, really top heavy. Another Lorien Revealed maybe as well. Help smooth things out. Maybe we don't need 4 Flame of Anor. Maybe this deck just kind of asks to be top heavy, but I think you might have more success if your curve was a little more gentle and less severe, with a little more points of interaction or ways to curate what you're drawing early on. Another Tamiya wouldn't hurt. Because yeah, it's important to keep cards like Vidalcan Shackles if that's important to you, why you like playing the deck and how the deck has identity for you. I think that's important to retain. Jace I could see also being a one of, because it's not really too core to the plan. It's not really the red and 6 like I try and tell myself it is. It's more of a utility player. But in the right spots, it's really great. And I think with more cantrips, you'll find it when you need it. Final cut. Maybe I'll just leave that up to all you viewers out there. What would you cut? Maybe it's Snapcaster Mage? Having 4 of these can be a bit much. But if I cut Snap, it doesn't really... I mean, it kind of solves the problem, because Snapcaster Mage is kind of a virtual 3 or 4 drop in a lot of ways. So if we look at it more like this, it's still way too many 3 drops just from a theory perspective. From a theory perspective, it's a little too many. I think honestly you could go down to like 2 Flame of Anor and be fine. Or maybe just 1 Flavor of the Mirror Breaker. That is a good way to accelerate mana, but it doesn't really make sense if the thing that is going to accelerate your mana is also in the category of things that you're trying to accelerate into. So you could also maybe just try running without Fable. Bring the Shackles back. For a sideboard option, you might want another sweeper like Brotherhood's End or something like that. I think that has supplanted Anger of the Gods in a lot of ways. So yeah, I think maybe I'd try something like this. After only having played the deck once and not being any kind of authority on the matter, this is where my gut would take me for what it's worth. This was a blast. I had such a good time playing Blue Moon. I think it's an amazing archetype, and I would really like to revisit it in the future. So if y'all want to see more Blue Moon content, just let me know, because this was very enjoyable. I would definitely play this deck again. And I guess that's it for now. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the Patreon if you'd like. And yeah, I'll see you next time for more stuff.